Whenever I think of Spike and Vicious, I also think of Vash and Knives. Taking the cowboy theme literally, Trigun is a 26th episode and one later movie, space western. The main character Vash has a $60 billion double-dollar bounty on his head for the destruction of the city of July, although our hero has no recollection of doing so. Vash travels the desert planet of Gunsmoke, living by his code of love and peace, aka not killing anyone, which proves to be pretty difficult when there are bounty hunters looking to kill you at every turn. While not quite so neo-noir, Trigun's themes and storytelling have always reminded me of Cowboy Bebop. There's the villain of the week episodic nature of the show, comedy, and great action. And there's a similar way of learning about the main character Vash's backstory, giving a little bit here and there every few episodes. This has always kept Trigun as one of my top anime next to Cowboy Bebop. Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex. And Second Gig. 2 seasons following Public Security Section 9, a Japanese government spec op force that investigates crimes in the future, with cyborgs and hacking in the year 2030. Season 1 focuses on catching a hacker named the Laughing Man in a dangerous game of cat and mouse that digs deep into government conspiracies and keeping the public safe. Season 2, or Second Gig, set 2 years after Season 1, focuses on the ramifications of 2 previous world wars that were only mentioned in the first season. The tone of Ghost in the Shell standalone complex leans way more on the serious side than compared to Cowboy Bebop, but it's one of those shows that I've rewatched over the years, just like Cowboy Bebop and Trigun. And it's another anime where the main character's shadowy, unknown past is intriguing to the viewer. Gungrave. If that sounds familiar, it's because yes, it is based off that PS2 shooter from long ago. I actually do go back and forth all the time about this or Cowboy Bebop being my favorite anime of all time. It's an anime with a bit of an odd sci-fi-ish first episode that's set in the future, but it's really the story about 2 friends' rise from lowly street punk to high-ranking mafioso. A truly epic story about friendship, betrayal, and revenge that eventually peppers in the sci-fi to explain the origins of that first episode. Yes, there's gunfighting and action, but the relationship between the main characters Harry and Brandon have always reminded me of Spike and Vicious. And a quick note, if you watch Gungrave, give it more than just episode 1. I fear that it's still probably the best way to start. Some people recommend skipping right to episode 2 to start the series, but because the series eventually ties back into that radically different episode 1, I still recommend watching it that way. Just give it 2 or 3 episodes before you decide. Samurai Champloo, another series from Shinichiro Watanabe, the creator of Cowboy Bebop. This is a story of a waitress who hires a samurai and a ronin to be her bodyguards, while she searches for a samurai who smells of sunflowers. Very similar setup here. Samurai Champloo is filled with comedy, sword fighting, and hip-hop, as opposed to Cowboy Bebop's gunfights, noir, and jazz. Reminding me of Cowboy Bebop due to its huge neo-noir influence, Ergo Proxy is an anime set in a cyberpunk futuristic world, where humans live along androids who have recently become self-aware due to a virus. A very deep, weird, and sometimes comedic story that plays across 23 episodes. And fun fact, Shinichiro Watanabe was actually the storyboard artist. One Punch Man. The story of Saitama, aka One Punch Man. A superhero who can defeat any villain with a single punch. Similar to Cowboy Bebop in that it's another show with a villain of the week format, at least for the first season, but also because it mixes action, great characters, and comedy all into one, with its second season expanding the story into that of the heroes of the world. Movies. The Fifth Element. 1997's The Fifth Element, starring Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich, gives me those same sci-fi vibes as actually the Cowboy Bebop live-action show. Sort of 90s campy and goofy, while still feeling epic. The Fifth Element is about a former soldier turned cab driver in the future who has an embodiment of the Fifth Element fall into his cab. They work together to stop an evil alien race from destroying the world. It doesn't have anywhere near the depth as the live-action Cowboy Bebop show, but it makes up for that with style and comedy. I've always liked this sci-fi movie. Now, I've seen some talk about Looper or even Blade Runner giving off Cowboy Bebop vibes. While they're both great movies in their own right, I don't really see the connection there. Although maybe the newest Blade Runner movie did. I haven't seen that yet. I have a few more recommendations on my to-watch list. Black Lagoon. This is about a businessman captured by modern-day pirates. Tired of his corporate life, he opts to become part of the gang that actually kidnapped him. Firefly. Firefly is a space western drama about a small spacecraft crew as they try to survive traveling across the galaxy. It sounds like a pretty obvious choice to me, I just haven't seen it yet. Outlaw Star. A show I've always meant to check out, Outlaw Star follows Gene Starwind, a man who finds himself as the owner of the fastest and most advanced ship in the galaxy. Always dreaming of becoming an outlaw himself, Gene and his partners fight their way across the galaxy, going up against space pirates, aliens, and assassins. Space Dandy. Another show from Cowboy Bebop creator Shinichiro Watanabe. Dandy is an alien bounty hunter whose job is to hunt down unclassified aliens and register them for a reward. I don't know much else about this anime, but I've heard good things. Mostly that's similar to Cowboy Bebop, but leans way more on the comedy. Any other anime or live-action shows or movies I left out? For more Cowboy Bebop content, make sure to check out this video. See ya, Space Cowboys!